Sure, I would love to. Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
introduction, Yumiko. It's really appreciated. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It's really, really nice to see you again. So some of you might have met me before. I think I've done a few of these online sessions for NIC, so you might have met me before. But if you haven't, my name is Tim Hubbard. I'm the regional manager for Japan at the University of East Anglia. So what that means is it's my job, it's my role at the university to help all the students from NIC to be able to go from the foundation program to enrolling at the university. So I work very closely with Yumiko and of course with Michael to do all of the administration to make sure that your application can be easily processed and easily transferred across to the university. So the main thing that you need to worry about is just focusing on your NIC studies and trying to get the best grade as possible. If you do have any questions about studying at UEA over the summer, over the spring, then you're more than welcome to contact me, and Yumiko and Michael can help you to do that, or you can find my information online. The main session today is going to be about the scholarships available at the University of East Anglia. I've got a short presentation file, which I can share with Yumiko, who will be able to share with you, but you're also welcome to make some notes. If you've got a pen and paper, you might want to write down a few notes because I'm going to give some very useful tips on how to apply for the scholarship and what the university is looking for. I'm going to share my screen now, so you should be able to see the PowerPoint. It might just take a moment just to come up. So I believe you can see the screen now. Is that correct? Can you put your thumbs up if it's okay? Yep. Okay, wonderful. So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm Tim Hubbard, Regional Manager for East Asia at the university. So I'll be your main contact at the university for any admission questions or anything related to studying at UEA and joining us here in Norwich. UEA and NIC, we've been working together for many, many years. Normally, we would be able to travel to NIC. So this picture is an example of one of our academics, Dr. Maren Duvendak, coming to NIC a few years ago to give a guest lecture. But while we're not able to travel to Japan, we're doing lots of these kind of online events to support all the students from NIC. Every year, we have students from NIC joining us at UEA in a range of different majors and different subjects across the university. So I think I showed you this before, but I just wanted to remind you of some of the courses that students from NIC went into last year, the class of 2021. And you can see it's a wide range of different subjects. It's in business, in politics, in sociology, in international relations, international development, lots and lots of different subject areas. For you guys, for the new students, the class of 2022, just before I move on, actually, this picture is the 2021 students that joined us with a few of the students from 2020. We met with them earlier in the year just to listen to their stories and hear their feedback, and hopefully some of the things they've said to me will be able to help me to support you guys in the future as well. But these students here on the screen is the students from last year and a few from the year before that have enrolled at the university. So you can see we have a long history and record of successful admission between NIC and UEA. Now, I believe Yumiko has said you've already got your offers. So most of you will already have got your offers through UCAS, which is really fantastic. And then you should see on your UCAS application portal exactly what your offer is conditional to. So generally it will be 70% or 75% and IELTS 6.0, 5.5 in each component. But if some of you have applied for different majors in the university, your actual offer might be slightly different. It might be slightly higher, it might be slightly lower. Don't worry about that. That's normal. But for most of you, it should be about 70% or 75% in your NIC program. Some of you might have the maths module, the statistics module that you need to have a certain percentage grade in, and some of you will have used your high school maths for the university requirement. But the best thing to do, of course, is check your offers through UCAS. So if you log onto your UCAS now, you should be able to see your offer. And if there's any problem, if you think anything's not correct or anything you're not sure of, then let Yumiko and me know. Just to mention, we are still accepting late applications. So if any of you are awaiting the offer for the university or considering whether to apply for university, or you've got any friends or other student not sure about UEA, just wanted to mention that we are still accepting late applications at this stage. The UEA NIC scholarship program has been running for many years as well. So you will have probably received an email already to state your UEA NIC scholarship, which is an automatic £4,000 for the first year of your degree, which is excluding students doing medicine courses or health science courses like physiotherapy or your occupational therapy. Looking at your offers, I don't think there's any medicine or health sciences students, so it should mean that you've all got the automatic £4,000 scholarship for the first year of your degree. For this scholarship, you don't need to do anything. It's all in your application already. So you don't need to make an application for this scholarship. You don't need to fill in any forms or have any interview or submit any video, anything like that. It's all automatic, so you don't need to do anything. So that's a really nice little bonus, I think, the £4,000 scholarship, and it should help you with your study fees, especially in the first year. But the scholarship that I wanted to introduce to you today is the UEA International and EU Scholarship Scheme, which is a similar scholarship, but it's a little bit different. It can be a little bit complicated how those two scholarships work together, but I'm going to be able to explain that to you today and then give you all of the help that I can possibly give to give you the best advice for applying for this scholarship. So the name you're looking for is UEA International and EU Scholarship Scheme. This is a little bit different, and this is an application-based competitive scholarship. So if you want to go for this scholarship, you must make an application. It won't be automatic, and if you don't apply for it, you won't get it. So it's application-based. You have to make an application to be considered for this scholarship. The award for the scholarship is the same amount, £4,000, but it's for each year of study. So the NIC scholarship is for the first year, and this UEA International and EU scholarship is for year 1, year 2, and year 3. So it adds up to £12,000 instead of £4,000. So it does make a big difference if you go into the UK to do a 3-year undergraduate degree. The very best submissions, so out of all of the submissions we get, the top award is £8,000 per year, which leads up to £24,000, which would be a very, very nice scholarship if one of you would be able to get that. There's 2 top awards for students. It's called the International and EU Scholarship Scheme, but there's a separate application for international and for EU. You don't need to worry about that. It's the same link for you, but you are having this scholarship in competition with other international students, not with the European students. So although it's international and EU scholarship scheme, the amounts are the same. There's a different selection process. So you don't have to worry about competing with students from Europe, from the European Union. We've got a new method this year of how to apply, and this is the first time we've done this. Last year and the year before, the scholarship was a written application. So for the previous students, if you've got any friends that are at NIC before and coming to the university now, or any friends from the last few years that you know that was gone through this journey before, their scholarship scheme would have been a little bit different because they were doing a written application. This year, we've changed it to a video submission. The reason is we found that many students are quite familiar with being on video these days, with social media. People are more comfortable being on camera, and we found that students quite enjoyed having a bit more of an interactive video approach to be able to introduce themselves to the university. And sometimes students found it quite difficult to know what to write in the written application. So we've changed it this year to the video submission instead. The submission should be no longer than 2 minutes, and it should be filmed in a standard definition using your phone and submitted as an MP4 file. So if you've got a smartphone, which I believe you will all have, you'll be able to film on your phone. You don't need to have a professional camera and editing equipment. We're not looking for the Avengers style movie. It doesn't have to be that good. It just has to be clear that we can see you and we can hear you and what it is that you want to say to us. Probably the most important rule is the time limit. So make sure it doesn't go over 2 minutes. It must be 2 minutes or under. And what we're going to do in the video is we're going to ask you to answer 2 questions from us. The first one is tell us how the course you have chosen will equip you with the transferable skills required to meet your future career aspirations. And the second one is consider the different social and extracurricular opportunities available to you at UEA and outline how you may engage with those in order to enhance your experience and those of your fellow students. Now, when I look at that question, I think, wow, that's a very, very long question. And it's two very kind of complicated and long ways to try and express what we're looking for in the scholarship application. So I've tried to make it a little bit more clear for you about what we're looking for. So of course, read this full sentence, and I hope you can understand the meaning for this. But the first part, what we're really looking for is what skills are you hoping to learn from studying at UEA? That's what the transferable skills mean. That's what we say to meet your future career aspirations. But the basic point of that is, what are the skills, what are the knowledge that you're hoping to learn when you're studying overseas at the University of East Anglia? And the second part, the different social and extracurricular opportunities available and how will it enhance your experience and those of your fellow students. What we're basically looking for here is, what would you like to do while you're at UEA outside of class? So the first part is more related to your class study. And the second one is a bit more related to your social life and what you'd like to do at UEA outside of class. But don't be scared by that very long question you'll see in the application form. If you think of it in this more easy way, it's basically the skills you're going to learn from the university and then what you'd like to do at UEA in your social time outside of class. The first one is probably the more important. They're both important, but they're probably a little bit more focused on the first one. What skills are you hoping to learn from studying at UEA? Now, if you've got a 2-minute video submission and you've got 1 minute for each question, you want to be preparing a 1-minute answer to this question. So break the 2 questions down into the first part and the second part. And what I'd recommend you to do is to write down on paper some of your answers. And this will really, really help you to frame what you want to say, make it prepared, make it structured, and make it sound organized when you come and do your video submission. So I would strongly recommend you to write down 3 key skills you would like to get from your study abroad experience. So you don't have to think, oh, what do they want us to say? What is the university looking for? Think of it more in, what is it that you genuinely want to get from your study abroad experience? You're all making a very brave and a very fantastic choice to want to study an undergraduate degree overseas in the UK, and in this case at UEA. So just think to yourself, why are you doing this? What's the reason you want to come and study in the UK? And then think, what skills would you like to get from your study abroad experience? So it could be you want to become more mature, you want to become more independent, you want to have the experience of living away from your families for the first time in a whole new country. It could be your English language. It could be that you really want to improve your English, and by the end of your 3-year degree have really fantastic fluent English and understanding about the culture as well. It could just be the cultural awareness. It could be about you want to live outside of Japan and get to know people from all around the world, and British people, European people, and other people from all around the world. It could be more subject specific. So if you're studying, psychology, it could be some of the more technical knowledge in psychology, or if it's economics, it might be some of the economic theory you're looking to study. But what I recommend you to do is just write them down, the 3 key skills that you want to get from your study abroad experience. And then I would write down, or think about it very carefully, why do you want to gain these skills? So think about what it is you want to get the skills from, and why do you want to gain them? What is it in the skills that make it important to you, and why have you chosen these ones? And then think, how will these skills help your career as well? So you need to then start thinking a little bit in the longer term, and think, when you graduate from the university, what kind of job would you like to do? And then how are the skills you're going to be learning at the university going to help to benefit you? The second part of the question is, what would you like to do while you're at UEA outside of the class? It's a basic summary of the second part of the question. So if you do come to the university, you've got so many opportunities to do amazing things whilst you're outside of class. The main thing would be the UEA societies. So as you know, if you come to the university, you have over 200 societies at the University of East Anglia. And the societies are clubs and societies where you can get together with other students that have the same hobbies and interests as you. So it might be sports. You might want to join the badminton society or the baseball society or football society. Some of them may be sport related. Some of them will be related to another nationality. So you can join the UEA Japan Society. You might want to be very active with other students from Japan and other students that are interested in Japan and Japanese culture. We have the more kind of, I guess, serious society, like International Development Society, Chemistry Society, Economic Society, which is a society related to what you're studying and allow you to make more connections across the university for people studying your subject area. But there's also lots of fun societies as well, kind of like video game society or cake baking society or the Disney Society or the Harry Potter Society. There's all these different kind of societies as well. So we're not really thinking it's important to say which society you're interested in, but I think it gives you a really good start to be able to think, how are you going to answer this question? So the second piece of advice I would have for the second part of the question is, again, get your paper and write down 2 UEA societies you would like to join, and why do you want to join them? So the first thing would be that identifying the societies and then thinking what it is you'd like about the society. Why would you like to be a member of this society? To be able to make your answer even better, think about what could you contribute to the society. So if you're joining a society that's related to your hobbies and interests, if you've already got some experience in this, if you're already, doing this as a hobby in Japan and you want to do it as a society member in the UK at the university, you could make a really great contribution to the societies as well. So think about what kind of skills you might have, what hobbies you have, what interests you might have, and how you could contribute to the society. Just an example, if you played a musical instrument, so say you played the violin, and you might want to join the Classical Music Society in the university. You could say that your experience as a violin player and the skills that you have in that could really contribute to the university orchestra. So that's just an example of how you could actually contribute to the society as well as benefit from it. The other thing I would recommend you to do is to write down one volunteering or one do different opportunity. So at the university, we have 2 schemes at the moment. One is the volunteering scheme, where you can volunteer your time to help people in need. And the other is a do different campaign. So we have a campaign at the university for this year and last year to try something new, to do something different. So the idea is that you can do something that you've never done before at the university. So have a look on the university website, and this one is the student union. So it's uea.su, but you can just Google University of East Anglia Student Union, and you'll be able to see a list of all of the societies across the university, the volunteering opportunities, and the do different campaign as well. If you write this down on paper or on your computer, you'll be able to really prepare the answer to the question for when you're doing your video submission. So this will be the second part of the preparation stage. Moving on a little bit now. So when you are ready to do your video, I'm going to talk to you about that part in a minute. But before we go on to that, I wanted to let you know what we're looking for from the scholarship applications and what we're not really looking for, what we're not really scoring as part of the application method. So the first part is, have you answered the question? And now I know that all of you will, because I've given you lots of help and guidance on what the questions are and what we're looking for. But some students are just going to film straight away and just talk about everything they want to do while they're studying in the UK and not really have a clear answer to the question. So the first part is really important. Have you answered the question? We've got 2 very specific questions we're looking for. Have you really answered the question, or are you just talking for 2 minutes about random things about studying in the university? The second one is, have you given a genuine or true answer? So is it really your own words? Is it really your own thoughts and your own opinions? And if you were just to prepare something from the internet or just copy another student's, I'm sure that we'd be able to tell, because you wouldn't have that genuine passion behind your video submission. The next part is probably, have you researched the opportunities at UEA? So when we're talking, especially in the second part, about the societies you might want to join or the activities outside of class, do you know what opportunities are available at UEA? And I'm sure you will do that now because you already know to look at the Student Union website to find out the societies that we've got. We will be looking for what experience can you share. So we're looking a little bit about what your previous background is, especially for the contributing to societies part. And then is your video kind of clear and well presented as well? So we want to be able to see that we can see you well, we can hear you well, and it looks well presented. What we're not scoring is the best video editing skills. So if you have some experience in video editing and you want to put together a great video, then you're more than welcome to. We'll be happy to watch it, but we're not looking for the very professional filming here. So if you don't have the best software, or you don't have the best camera, or you've never edited a video before, don't worry, that's not really part of what we're looking for in the submission. We're not looking for the best English. So we expect you to have prepared, and obviously we want you to do this scholarship application in English, but you might be having, a scholarship application from other students from countries where they speak English as their first language or their second language. And, that might think, oh, that gives me an unfair disadvantage, but don't worry about that. We're not scoring you on your English. So if your English accent or your fluency is not quite as strong as some of the students that have English as their first or second language, don't worry, that's not what we're looking for. And we're also not looking for the best experience either. So some students have had lots of opportunities to maybe travel around the world. They might have done a world tour, or they might have some very expensive hobby, or they might have had some opportunities that not everybody is able to have. That's not what we're looking for. It's more important that you're passionate and you're clear about the experience that you do have, rather than, yes, you have all this, fantastic experience that might not be available to all students in the world. The next part, I would say, would be the preparation part of the process. So the first part is your research, which you will have done, and the second one is the preparation. Now, whenever I do a presentation, from when I was at university myself, or when I do any other kind of professional presentation, I often will write a script to know what I'm going to say. So my advice to you would be to prepare a script in English based on the answers to the two questions. So I would just write down, by pen and paper or on your computer, exactly what it is you want to say during the 2 minutes. Then I would ask for some help and some advice. So you can talk to other students, you can maybe talk to some of the staff at NIC, or you can talk to other family members or friends, just to have a look at what you've said and just to think, does it make sense and does it reflect you in the best possible way? And then it would be practice, practice, practice. So I would practice saying the script out loud. I would practice just taking the phone, because you do it on a phone, and just having it there, but not pressing the record button, just looking to camera and going through the video submission in that way, just by getting used to be able to talk in English about yourself and used to be able to talk on camera as well. So keep practicing, and I'm sure you'll have a fantastic video. Now, remember, this is a very generous scholarship. And if you were to get the £8,000 increase in scholarship from the first year to the second year and third year, that's going to be a great amount of money, which is going to help you help your families as well. If you were going to work in the UK as a part-time job and you could earn, a good salary of maybe £10 per hour, it would take you 800 working hours to get this kind of money, this kind of scholarship. So I'm not saying, everybody, you don't have to put 800 hours into this video application. It's not going to be that long, don't worry. But I would take it quite seriously and then do the script first and then do the practice to give you the best possible chance for the video submission. Now, when I say prepare a script, when you do your video, it doesn't mean you have to read the script directly. You don't have to stand there and read it word by word. But if you've already written what you want to say, you'll be able to practice, and then you'll be able to say it without the script. It will all become familiar. It will all be just here in your brains. So that's why I'm recommending to prepare a script. But when you're doing the video, you don't have to read it directly off the paper. In terms of the filming requirement, you can be creative here. So you can film it outside. So this one on the bottom right is just an example of a student doing a virtual campus tour, and she was filming outside the University of East Anglia's Enterprise Centre, which is one of the buildings on campus. So it could be outside, it could be walking and talking outside, it could be outside in front of a famous location, it could be at NIC, it could be at your home, it could be somewhere nice in Tokyo, it's up to you. You could film outside if you feel comfortable. Or it could be inside as well. So you could just find a nice quiet room. You could do it maybe in your home. You don't have to go outside and travel around. You can do it inside or outside, just depends on what you'd like to do. If you are going to film outside, just make sure it's in nice weather. So of course you want to do it when it's not raining, but more importantly is you don't want to do it when it's too windy, because if it's very windy, it will affect the quality of the audio. So if you find you're in the springtime, you've got a nice day with not too much wind, not too much rain, you might want to film outside, but you can also film inside, absolutely fine, up to you. I would recommend you to wear some nice clothes. And if you are filming inside, just have a nice background. So if you've got a very messy bedroom, if you haven't cleaned up your bedroom for a while and you've got all the mess behind you, you know, it's okay. We're not going to judge it in the video, but just to make you feel confident, make you feel professional, make you feel like you're doing a really, really great submission, I recommend having a nice, clear background behind you, and just to wear some nice clothes as well. You don't have to wear a suit, you don't have to wear a nice dress, you don't have to wear something very formal, but just by wearing some nice clothes, it will make you feel more confident and it will help you with the video submission. I promise you, it will be useful to do that. Smile and be positive. So, you know, when you're doing your video application, if you can, you know, don't be too nervous, you know, don't try and just sit there with your head down reading from a script. Just be smiley, be positive, be happy, and it will really make you come across really well in your video submission. And of course, you can film as many times as you like, and you only need to submit the final one, the best one. So if you do your video filming, you might do it, you know, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 times before you're happy with the final result. We won't see any of the others. We only see the final one. So feel free to film it a few times and only submit when you think you've done the best one and you're happy with it. The details will probably be in your email already, but if you haven't received that or you're not sure where to find the information, then it's all available on the website at uva.ac.uk, and you can see the very, very long link there for the scholarship. But you're basically looking for international and EU scholarship scheme. If you've got your phone handy now, you can just scan this QR code and then maybe save it on your phone, because it's much easier than finding that scholarship. We've got lots of scholarships at the university. And of course, the key thing is making sure that you apply for the right one. The deadline is the 31st of May, but we recommend you to apply as early as possible. The reason that I say this is because each month, the staff from the university will review all of the scholarships, the scholarship applications, and then they will make a decision on if we're going to be able to make the scholarship offer for this submission. Most of the students tend to submit things right at the last minute. So if you have an essay that you need to submit for the university, or some homework or some coursework, normally people will look at the deadline and they submit on the deadline or just the day before the deadline. And it will be similar, we think, for the scholarship application. We have lots of scholarship applications come in May, and we have a lot come in on May the 30th. It's absolutely fine if you want to do that. If you're busy in your NIC course and you don't have time, then apply by May, and we will, of course, review the scholarship fairly, no matter when you submit it. But if you are able to submit earlier, if you could submit in March or April, then there's less scholarship applications that we have in the panel to review. So it gives you, I think, a small advantage. So I would recommend you to apply as soon as you can, but the deadline is May 31st. The main thing, I think, is just don't be shy, apply. So if you're thinking, oh, this sounds quite troublesome, I'm not sure if I'm ready for this, I'm not sure if I want to do this, my recommendation would be just give it a try. There's no harm in trying. It doesn't cost you any money. It doesn't cost you too much time. Don't be shy. We want to see your video submission. We know from the past the NIC students is normally very, very, well prepared, very well prepared about their study in the UK, very confident in their, being able to present themselves and their English and their academic ability. So we know that all of you, because your NIC students have already got the offer UEA, we know you're exceptional, very, very talented students. So I'm sure you're going to be absolutely fine with the submission, but really don't be shy, make an application. I'd wish you the best of luck with your submission, and I'm happy to take any questions about the scholarship application. So this will probably be the end of the presentation now. I will share this with Yumiko so she can share with you. But if anybody has any questions, you're welcome to type me a question in the chat box, or you can open your microphone and ask me a question directly. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much, Tim. Hi, Michael. It was really useful information from Tim. So if there are anybody have any question, please ask Tim.
I have one question. Will you check our grade on foundation course, or will you check our grade at high school?
So for your application to the university, we're looking at your foundation grade and we're looking at your high school maths grade. For the scholarship application, we're not looking at your foundation results. Because everybody around the world has got different qualifications, we can assess if you've got the qualification ready for the university, but it wouldn't really be fair to have the competition between all of the different education systems around the world. So if your University of East Anglia offer and your final confirmation of the place at university, then absolutely we're looking at your foundation, your high school maths. For this scholarship application, we're not judging your academic qualifications, we're just looking for the video submission.
Thank you.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
I'm very well, Michael. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you. How's East Anglia?
Yeah, it's all good. Everything's going well. Weather's starting to improve now, so we're coming into spring. So yeah, everything's very good at the moment.
Wonderful. I just wanted to ask, is there a limit on the number of scholarships you're offering?
There is, but it's quite generous. So I think we've got 50 scholarships this year for international, which is, you know, a good number, and we expect quite a few of the students that do make an application will be able to get the scholarship. So it is competitive, it is limited. Like, despite, you know, all of the advice given today, that doesn't mean we can guarantee that NIC students are going to get this scholarship, but we do have quite a large number of scholarships available to students.
And so the deadline is May the 31st. Are decisions made before May 31st, or will all the decisions be made after, or will confirmation of the decision be made after May the 31st?
It will probably be, I'm not sure about the confirmation. I'll have to just double check that one with you, Michael, but we do have like a panel every month. So okay, if the students apply in March, they will go into the March panel, and April go into the April panel, and then May into the May panel. So like I was saying, like the May panel is normally the busiest and the biggest. So, you know, we'll still look at it. Everyone gets the same opportunity, but if they do apply earlier, then they will be in that kind of early panel. So it's always a wise thing to do. I'll just double check when we confirm the results to students, but we will be looking at them kind of as they come in on a monthly basis.
Okay, well, I'll just say to all the students, you've been given some really great advice here about maybe thinking about this early on, and the stuff that we've been doing in terms of speaking about oneself for IELTS might be just a good reminder of you how important it is to do this. So I think really, and this will be my final bit on it, will be just to say, I think it's going to be best to get an earlier than later one in. So you need time to prep, obviously. So March might be achievable. We were looking at those today, weren't we, as common nouns that we use. But definitely we probably need to be March or April. I think May might just be a little bit too late for consideration. Not for consideration, but for the running of things. So
I think so, yeah. I mean, if you do apply in May, it's not going to be held against you. There's no problem with applying in May whatsoever, and the outstanding applications will still be considered by the panel in the same way in every month. It's just that because so many students are going to do it right at the last minute, you know, it can be a bit more challenging sometimes. So if you are able to submit in kind of March, April, we want it to fit around your NIC program. We don't want to give you lots of pressure to apply for the scholarship when you've got other course deadlines. You'll know that better than I, but if you can apply in March, April, I think it would be a small advantage for you guys.
Okay, well, thank you, Tim. So to the students, we'll work on a plan then for the next few weeks. Yeah, great. Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah, I can't wait to, well, it probably won't be me reviewing them personally, but I'm sure that our colleagues at the university can't wait to see your submissions. You've already got the NIC first year scholarship secure, so don't worry about that part, but hopefully this advice can help you to be able to increase the scholarship into year 2 and year 3 as well. So if you've got any questions in the future, you can always let me know. And then of course, Michael, Yumiko, we can discuss and I'll share you that PowerPoint slide as well. So you've got the advice to hand.
Wonderful, thank you. And I think just to the students as well, I'm just like scanning through them. You know, all of you have something great to offer. You know, some of you are, you know, all of you are really good speakers, and some of your pronunciation is fantastic. So, you know, start on a really high level there. You know, this is a scholarship for students like you. So you know, really endeavour to do your best on this. And as Tim said, he's used to NIC students now, and they do tend to be good. So we've got a reputation to maintain.
Indeed, I would totally agree with that, Michael. We've had like really outstanding NIC students coming many years, and you know, speaking to them while they're at this stage and then when they're enrolled at the university, you could really see what a fantastic background and what a great preparation that they've had at NIC, and how they've taken their studies really seriously, and they're obviously like really well researched about the university, but also generally, you know, very talented as well, coming out with fantastic grades in the program, but having lots of really interesting hobbies outside of class as well. So I'm sure that all of you, if you've already got UEA offers, you'll be absolutely brilliant students, and it's just, can you organize yourselves to be able to put this across in the video format? So yeah, like I say, we're looking forward to receiving your applications.
Thank you, Tim. That's really reassuring. Thank you.